Have you ever found yourself running toward something? A dream, a career, a better future? We all are. Yet, so many of us lie down at night with tired bodies and restless hearts, feeling a strange kind of emptiness. It's like moving nonstop but never truly arriving, achieving goals but never feeling complete. If you've ever felt that quiet emptiness even when your life looks good on the outside, then this story is for you. Stay with me until the end, because the lesson hidden inside it might just change how you see your own journey. In a peaceful village, surrounded by green hills and clear rivers, lived a young man named Daniel. Everyone in the village knew him, and everyone respected him. Daniel was the person you could count on. He was strong, reliable, and absolutely fearless. If a bridge broke, it was Daniel who repaired it. If someone fell sick, he was the first one to show up and offer help. When others said something was impossible, Daniel would simply smile and do it anyway. To the outside world, his life looked perfect. He had the respect of his community, a clear purpose, and people who trusted him with their lives. But inside, Daniel carried a secret he couldn't share. Every single night, as he lay under the wooden roof of his small, humble home, he would stare into the darkness and ask himself the same question. Why do I still feel empty? He had food on his table, good friends who cared for him, and the honor of his entire village. Yet something profound felt missing. It wasn't a feeling of ingratitude. It was a quiet, persistent ache, like one important chapter of his life had never been written. No matter how much he achieved during the day, that feeling followed him like a shadow into the night. One morning, as he sat beside the river, lost in these very thoughts, Daniel remembered an old story from his childhood. The elders used to talk about a wise man named Eli who lived near the edge of the forest. They said his words didn't just answer questions. They revealed truth. Speaking to him was like looking into a mirror that showed you not just your face, but your soul. Something stirred deep inside Daniel, a flicker of hope. Maybe, just maybe, this man Eli could help him understand what was missing. So, the very next day, Daniel set off on the path that led to the forest. Eli's hut was small and simple, nestled amongst wildflowers that grew in beautiful, chaotic harmony. The old man himself sat outside, his presence radiating a deep calm. His eyes were peaceful, and his smile was gentle, as if he had been expecting Daniel all along. Daniel sat before him and, for the first time, spoke with complete honesty about the emptiness he felt. "I work hard," he began. "I face every challenge that comes my way. I reach my goals, one after another. But I never feel satisfied. I never feel truly happy. Please, can you tell me how to find real happiness?" Eli listened quietly, his gaze never leaving Daniel's face. When Daniel finished, Eli stood up without a word and went inside his hut. He returned a moment later carrying an old wooden bucket. It was cracked and worn from years of use, with small splits running down its sides. "Take this bucket," Eli said, his voice soft but clear. "For 1 week, I want you to go to the river every day. Fill it with water and pour what's left into my well." Daniel was confused. The request seemed strange, almost pointless. But he had come seeking guidance, so he agreed. Every morning, he went to the river and filled the cracked bucket to the brim with fresh, clear water. But as he walked the long path back to Eli's hut, the water leaked steadily through the cracks. By the time he finally reached the well, only a little bit of water remained at the bottom. Day after day, it was the same story. His arms grew tired, his back ached, and with each trip, his heart felt heavier. He felt like he was failing at this simple task. On the 7th and final day, Daniel returned to Eli, exhausted and utterly discouraged. He set the nearly empty bucket down with a sigh. "I failed," he said softly, his eyes on the ground. "I couldn't fill your well. All I did was waste the water." Eli smiled warmly. "You didn't fail, my boy. Now turn around. Daniel turned, and his breath caught in his throat. The dry, dusty path he had walked all week was now transformed. It was covered in a carpet of new green grass, dotted with vibrant, colorful flowers that weren't there before. The water that had leaked from the bucket's cracks, the water he thought he had wasted, had unknowingly watered hidden seeds along the path, bringing life and beauty back to the barren land. Eli spoke gently, his words landing like a balm on Daniel's spirit. We are all like that bucket. We are all cracked. We are all imperfect. But our flaws, our cracks, don't make us useless. In fact, they often create a unique kind of beauty that we never even notice. You were so focused on filling the well that you missed the garden you were creating along the way. He continued, happiness doesn't only come from reaching the goal, it comes from the journey itself. It comes from the lives you touch, often without even realizing it. In that moment, something shifted inside Daniel. It felt as if a heavy weight had been lifted from his chest. He finally understood. He had been measuring his life only by the end results, by the filled wells, never by the impact he had along the path. He walked home that day a changed man. He still worked hard, he still fixed bridges and helped his neighbors. But now, he noticed the small moments. The genuine smile he received in return for a kind word. A quiet, resilient flower blooming by the side of the road. He found joy not just in the destination, but in every single step. The lesson from this story is simple, yet so powerful. Life is not only about where you're going. Your struggles, your mistakes, and your imperfections, the very things you might see as your weaknesses, may be helping someone else grow. They may be watering seeds you don't even know exist. So don't be ashamed of your cracks. Look closely at the path you're on. You may already be creating a legacy of beauty that lasts far beyond your achievements. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more content that helps us find meaning in the journey. See you in the next one.